you this was a bad deal, man.
Shut up and move.
Which way?
Over here. On your mark.
I see it! I see it! We're almost there, man! Let's go! I'm sorry! Come on!
They're all around me, circling like vultures. They wanna break me and wash away my colors. Wash away my colors. Take me high and I'll sing of you. Make everything okay, 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 okay. We are one and the same. Oh, you take all of the pain away, 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 away. Save me if I become my demons.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. After a long break, we are back. This is the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. We are now on the day 1 of our week 1, and we're gonna be your shoutcasters. I am Shimpu with a 149, and of course, with me, making his debut onto professional shoutcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Vulcan. Grabe.
Wow. Hi guys, and I'm Vulcan. I'm very excited to cast the first game of the PGS. This is
Yes.
day 1. It's a fresh start.
Yes.
Forge a new beginning, Shimbu.
Yes, definitely a fresh start for a new beginning. You know that the Pro Gaming Series is the prestigious professional league for the best League of Legends players in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, it concluded nung Pro Gaming Series 2016 at Rampage 2016, whereas Acclaim Empire X is the defending champion for this split. Now, let's see. Yung mga teams na kasali ngayon, and for today's episode, into our schedule, makikita natin na unang match, the first match for today is gonna be played between Team Manila Eagles. Interestingly, Team Manila Eagles versus the Imperium Pro Team. Yes, Team Manila Eagles is Cerberus Esports.
They're actually rebranded. They were formerly known as Cerberus Esports, and we all know IPT,
Yes.
Imperial Pro Team, the veterans. They have been consistent throughout the split, always appearing on the Rampage 2016, like last year.
Yes, always been a finalist for Rampage 2016. Do take note, guys. Will this be the split that Imperium Pro Team will... Well, Imperium Pro Team nagcha-champion sila sa spring. Yung summer yung challenge sa kanila. Yung summer yung challenge sa kanila. Do take note, guys, na again, ang bumabalik din dito is yung nakatalo sa Imperium Pro Team nga nung Rampage 2016, and that is Acclaim Empire X. Kalaban din yung powerhouse na team, industry na rin sa esports, Mineski, League of Legends, para yan sa match 2. Ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, we also have new teams. That completes our 8 set of teams. We have Jengski Esports, right? And TNC Pro Team.
Of course, we always see new teams coming back and old teams coming back. Members always changing, and also a new roster, a new system. The 10-ban system is live as of now, so we can expect Shimuda. We'll see.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We'll see new type of playstyles, new matchups. We can't expect the same old pick meta because of the 10-ban system.
Yes, yan mga viewers bibigyan na namin ngayon ng heads up. May 10 ban na magaganap ngayon sa ating drafting phase. I'm very excited, really. I'm very excited how these teams will read through it. Normally, you're gonna ban, like, normally, when it comes to banning, you'd focus on target bans. You'd focus on meta spikes, yung mga, like, outliers ng meta, yung mga sobrang lakas. Pero for now, looking into the meta, I really cannot see it. Even the patch 7.1 that we're playing right now has put justice on the likes of Syndra, diba? And even on Poppy. Interestingly, on Lee Sin as well.
Lee Sin has been nerfed because he cannot anymore reveal invisible targets, but he can still see camouflage targets. So that's a plus for assassins who are actually depending on invisibility, like Vayne or Wukong or champions like that. And also, what you said, Shimbu, when we talk about the 10-ban system, we also talk about counterplay. Who suffers the most from the 10-ban system? It's the players with the least small champion pool. Like, let's say one pro player only has like 3 champion pools. With the 10-ban system, they can completely shut down.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are now onto the drafting phase. Ang unang mukha na magpapakita dito sa Pro Gaming Series, ladies and gentlemen, that is JLC. Hailed to be one of the best players during, you know, the time 2014, 2015. Still a formidable force and name in the top lane.
Top lane, and we can expect what they're going to ban first, because mostly in the international scene, we always expect them to ban the top champions first, or the jungle or the mid. And after that, when they see the enemy team pick, let's say they already picked the mid champion, that's an immediate signal to them that they don't need to ban any more mid-related champions.
Yung kabilang team.
Yes,
yung
that's
red.
right.
If it's initiated by the blue team, parang ang laki na ng mababawas kung talagang they'll fully invest on the mid lane for the blue side team. So that's what you mean. No.
That's what I mean. They can always completely shut down one lane if they choose to. And now we see a first ban on IPT side. Jin, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so ayun nga we have discussed, ladies and gentlemen, sabi natin, ang pinaka mapapunish ay yung mga players na look at that, yung mga players na mababa yung champion pool. Interestingly, ang nangyari dito is, I think Team Manila Eagles, they have the blue side, and supposedly in the 10-ban system, blue side yata yung una. Hindi ata, sila yung una dapat na nagbaban. And right now, it is prompted black. So, I think, wala namang penalty ngayon. So,
no penalty.
My guess is that Team Manila Eagles missed their first ban. So, I'm not sure, baka hindi siguro sanay doon sa 10-ban system or giveaway ban. Hindi natin alam. Pero, ayan. So, going back. Unang ban ngayon, in actuality, is the Jin. And what punishes it, as I want to discuss, is yung mga, I think IPT kaagad, dumiretso sila on who they think has the most, may pinakamaliit, yan, may least number of champions sa pool niya. And I think it's on Marky. May history siya of only playing Jin and only Ezreal. I wonder kung may natatago si Marky dito. Looking at it, it seems that Team Manila Eagles, they're still gonna remove the Lee Sin despite the nerfs.
Because Lee Sin is such a early threat. I mean, they want to, like what I said, IPT, they want to shut down whoever is aggressive because they themselves is aggressive. And with Team Manila Eagles' response to that, Lee Sin is an aggressive jungler. So that's a smart plan on Team Manila Eagles' sides. And also, like you said, Marky, who has a really small champion pool, will suffer, but at least he can still presume or strategize which champion he can still use. And it's obvious that IPT wants to focus on Marky.
Yes, and sa mga players natin, maybe if we can look into history discussing the Lee Sin ban, Hetchizo, di ba? Hetchizo is the new pickup ng Imperium Pro Team. Star player ng Infuse Esports. Of course, in the jungle. And siguro my guess dito is that Team Manila Eagles, again, coming in, it's a newly rebranded Cerberus, it's a full rebrand of Cerberus Esports, which is intuitively is the sister team of Imperium Pro Team, di ba? Coming in, it's like Imperium Pro Team Blue rebrand, and naging Cerberus Esports, Team Manila Eagles. And for Imperium Pro Team Blue is very, or as we mentioned, ito na nga, itong Team Manila Eagles, members nito are very, very familiar in playing with the members of Imperium Pro Team, except maybe for Hetchizo. Which is the newest member nga ng IPT. It's either they're expecting Hetchizo and up to, you know, invest bans on him, or they want to disable him as well. Like same, parang idea na, sige, bawasan natin yung main champions din ni Hetchizo. Yan.
So right now we see the second ban is a Zac. We can also assume that Team Manila Eagle has somehow a jungler that's really efficient with Zac. And also IPT really, I can't really say that they're very strong. They're very aggressive. Like what I've talked to them, they've said they're gonna play very aggressive and they're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep rotating and end the game as early as possible by banning or denying Jin and Zac, which is a powerful pick for Team Manila Eagles.
I'd say on the early game setups, malakas ang presence ng Jin and Zac. I mean, Jin scales so well naman throughout the game. Pero in early game, for early game pickups, yeah, ang ganda ng Jin, diba? Deadly Flowers, ladies and gentlemen. So that's maybe what, as you mentioned, IPT. They want to get the early game lead and finish this game early on. So that's one. Interestingly lang kasi, knowing the history ni Coops dito, jungler, na Team Manila Eagles, as far as I know, the champion pool. Yung parte ng champion pool dito ni Coops would be Jarvan and Rek'Sai. So interestingly, Zac yung pinakaayaw muna dito ng Imperium Pro Team. We're seeing a Malzahar ban. What do you think?
Of course, we are very familiar with the Malzahar support. Because
Okay.
in the bot lane, it's so hard against the Malzahar because he denies so much of the supports what they're trying to do to shield their ADC. And Malzahar has great sustain because of its mana regeneration.
Yeah.
And also, he can deny pokes because of its voidlings.
Yes, and interestingly, the first 2 bans dito, well, actually, di nila nagamit yung first ban nila.
Yeah.
Third ban na talaga dapat to ng Team Manila Eagles. Yung last ban dito ng Team Manila Eagles would be on the support. So, 2 bans na ang Team Manila Eagles dito invested on the newest player ng Imperium Pro Team. Hedges on the jungle. Take note guys, bago din yung support dito ng Imperium Pro Team, which is Ivalice. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yes, of course. So, yeah, alam natin, hot stuff ngayon. Malzahar support, ADC6. I'm not sure if familiar yung mga players natin or they're gonna force for the ADC6. I'm really not sure. Pero certainly, Malzahar would be an intuitive ban.
It's a safety ban. Actually, what Imperium Pro Team wants to do is to make Team Manila Eagles out of their comfort zone. Like Marky's very frequent champion, always using his Jin.
Yes,
So they're gonna try and make them get out of their comfort zone and really test their strategy and how will they react to it. And we see a ban on the Camille. Even if Camille has been, let's say, nerfed in the 7.1, I believe it's still not enough.
I
It's
believe
not
as well.
enough.
Yeah, nakakulangan pa ako sa nerf ni Camille. It's like, I think the nerf was, mas nakikita mo siya kung kailan siya nag-initiate. I think I think Hextech Ultimatum, mas pinaikli yung knock, mas pinabilis yung knockback. Yes, and of course, there's the nerf on the adaptive defenses. Then, ayan, I believe na I think ang kailangang in-nerf AC yung haba ng hook eh. That's just my personal opinion. They say naman na bumaba yung survivability ni Camille pag-dive kasi like pretty much bago pa dumating yung 7.1 pag-dive niya sa likod, medyo halos unkillable. Ano to ba? Parang ang kuna to, ang taas ng damage. We'll see though. Anyway, Imperium Pro Team really expressing their comment as well on Camille na it's still, formidable enough to earn a ban from, one of the best teams here in our country. Let's go to the peaks.
Of course. On the Team Manila Eagles side, we see a first pick on the Rise, and on the Imperial Pro Team responds to that with Rengar and Maokai. I also want to add to the Camille.
Okay.
The reason why they banned Camille is because we can see in the bans of Team Manila Eagles, they banned Lee Sin. And we all know Lee Sin is such a hard counter against Camille.
Okay. So parang kung ano man yung pinaplan nyo, hindi alam yun. Kasi, gets nyo guys, ang naka-counter ng Lee Sin ay yung Camille. Okay? Kung nakita mo yung kalaban na binan, yung counter dun sa isang champion, meaning may tendency sila na i-pick yung champion na yon, which is for this case, this is the Camille. So that might be it. Do take note guys that the one who's playing for the top lane in the side of Team Manila Eagles is gonna be Suzaku. One of the best players as well, not just for Team Manila Eagles, but in general, in League of Legends Philippines. Guys, mga viewers natin, you're very familiar how long Suzaku held the top 1 spot, I think back in 2016, 2015. And guys, so yeah, it's intuitive to ban something away from him as well. Especially Suzaku has this, tendency to really go for that new champion and become really, really good with it. So, observe ko lang kay Suzaku. Continuing with the picks.
And with Team Manila Eagles, they're really gonna play it safe.
Okay.
Jace, Rise, Rek'Sai, those are the champions where you want to wait it out, farm your lane, and wait for the right time to actually rotate
Scaling,
and strike.
yeah.
It's all about
rotate
the
and strike.
scaling. It's a given that they want to respond to Imperial Pro teams that they want to play it safe. And with also Jace, he really takes time to scale.
Yes. I'd say maybe it's very likely, because of the Rengar pick. Could be because of the Rengar pick. Take note that Jace could still be in the late game efficient, dealing that empowered shock blast, that heavy poke in the back line as he tries to bypass kung ano man yung wall na gagawin ng Maokai dito. My guess is Maokai would be swap out really for top lane. JLC is gonna be picking that one. It's not a new pick for JLC. Anyway, interestingly though, yun nga, may Ash na pick up na dito ang Imperium Pro Team. As far as I know, kung nakadalawang pick na dito, dapat may isa pang pick na gagawin yung Imperium Pro Team. So kung may dalawang pick na dito ang Team Manila Eagles for the blue side team. So kulang pa ng isang pick yung Imperium Pro Team. Let's see kung anong susunod.
That's exactly right. And right now, we can clearly see one Imperial Pro Team ban. That's what I said. If Team Manila Eagles did not yet pick an ADC, it gives a signal to them that they can still ban an ADC related champion. Who can they still ban against Marky?
Yes.
Because right now they're really focusing on the ADC ban
And
against
ADC
Marky.
ban, obviously. Lalo pa ito na. Guys, ang nangyayari ngayon, nasa second banning phase na tayo. Do take note kanina, 3 yung Team Manila Eagles kasi hindi nag-ban nung first ban nila. Pero you could see here how IPT is fully utilizing their 5 bans right now against Marky. Aalisin yung Caitlyn. Interestingly, ano ba to? Will they really give an Ezreal as well on Marky? Or there's an Ezreal ban? Marky! Ano ang gagawin mo? Yun ang malaking tanong ngayon. Guys. Knowing Marky, guys. Nag-stream yan si Marky. Sinong champion ngayon? Yung tinago ni Marky. Will that be effective? We'll see. The next set of picks will be very, very interesting.
And I guess Team Manila Eagles, they're really giving Imperial Pro Team a lot of space to breathe because right now, 2 bans have not been utilized. And their final ban is a Katarina. And now Marky, we have to see what he's going to respond to it because Ezreal, Caitlyn, and Jhin, ADCs against bot lane. That's going to be a focus ban onto Marky.
Yeah, clearly. My guess here is gonna be a Vayne. But that is like a few months ago where I met Marky that I kept on like blabbering him na pre, ang liit ng champion pool mo, nagpa-practice na ako, and he was like playing nasa stop really ganyan. But seriously, I think he was playing Vayne during that time. He was practicing Vayne because of the advent ng bagong mastery sets, ng bagong mga mastery where biglang nagkaroon ng big spike si Vayne. Alam mo yung isang tumble ang sakit ng hit because of the Shin Pro, kaya Trinity of Force.
The on-hit effects are really painful.
The on-hit effects, especially with yung tumble buffs nga na nagki-critical na nga tapos added damage pa. Well, we'll see guys. That is like 2 patches ago, 1 patch ago. But right now guys, the final bans are being set up here. Take note guys, last 2 picks pa rin tayo ng tig-dalawang team na to. Team Manila Eagles, Imperial Pro Team.
Like what you said with Shimbo, if actually Marky picks Vayne, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, yun din.
It's gonna be hard because right now we can see a Rengar, Maokai, and an Ashe.
Yeah. At the moment he duels with an Ashe, point blank Enchanted Crystal Arrow, point and click Maokai Twisted Advance. Not to mention the Rengar.
Rengar, it's like
the Rengar here.
They have banned very smart. They know that Marky maybe have a Vayne hiding.
Yeah.
So instead of banning a Vayne that he just practiced, they banned champions where he's most proficient at and pick champions who are actually a counter against Vayne. That's the new thing about the 10-ban system.
Ito lang ha. Ano lang to? Stretch lang. What about Kalista? What do you think?
Draven has been,
buffed. Kalista has been buffed really
too.
as well. There are some testimonies from the professional players, international, how strong Kalista is right now because you get to really stack. Even if the red is on cooldown.
Yeah, even if it's on cooldown. And also on Draven, the mana on Blood Rage has been reduced by half.
Yeah.
So he can keep spamming, kiting, and also land his spinning axe and pick it up immediately.
And the late game Draven has been buffed as well, even during the mid game kasi the bonus damage has been buffed on the Q ni Draven. And what happens there is that it is mas mataas yung scaling sa bonus attack damage nung Draven. So yeah, if you wrap up enough items, mas maganda yung scaling nun. Yun nga, going for Kalista. Yun ngayon yung malaking tanong. Ano nga ba? This is really, guys, this is on Marky.
It's going to be Varus and
Misfortune
support.
Misfortune is intuitive, diba? Misfortune is gonna be intuitive because we have the Zyra.
Yes.
Kaning lakin. Kasi talaga, anti-Vayne squad talaga to.
Because I guess they really thought that Marky would have picked the Vayne. But it's smart of him to respond with a Varus, but I'm not sure if Team Manila Eagles can, survive Appear Pro's aggressive attacks.
Kaya mo, full poke composition ngayon yung pinili ng Team Manila Eagles. It is clear. It is clear, guys, na they want to fight at a distance even though there's kind of an awkward kit in terms of the rise here, di ba? Because of the Realm Warp. You don't necessarily want to Realm Warp a Misfortune, Jace, and Varus in the front line. Clearly, IPT would want to fish out a champion in the back line. I'm very interested tuloy sa mid laner na ng IPT. It is on Light. Ladies and gentlemen, kilala nyo si Light. Kilala nyo how good of a player and how mechanically gifted Light is. Now, that's the big question. Is that gonna be a LeBlanc? Someone who can make it and have an easy time in the backline? Kasi, look at that. The Katarina has been, banned. So, it's one champion that, does good work in the backline for diving the backline. Get those resets. Medyo kulang nga sa lockdown to eh. Jace, Varus, and Misfortune. Only the corrupted chains lang meron dito para sa Varus. But interestingly, it's gonna be a Cassiopeia. What are your thoughts?
Well, Cassiopeia will have to be... it's not an early champion. It's a late game champion with really high scaling. But against a Jace, I think it's a bit an even matchup because Jace itself, he has to scale in the late game or the mid game. Also the same with Cassiopeia. But the thing about Cassiopeia is that when there's a gank coming in, that's actually a counter against a Rek'Sai.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Rek'Sai is on the poison trail.
Yeah.
He can't move or tunnel back out. So I guess it's a safety pick because they will be expecting Koops to really rotate along with the Rek'Sai.
Yeah. Halos parang, of course, it will be really awkward for Koops to go in. Pero this is just Rek'Sai. Again, while you're trying to do work or countering or like dancing in front of a Rek'Sai, like, wag ka lalapit kasi may poison ako. On Rek'Sai, tingnan mo yung paparating na empowered shock plus sa'yo. I was expecting more of an engaged champion sana mula dito kay Light. Though, do take note, ang lakas pa rin ng upfront damage natin dito. Or could be said na, what can be done is the initiator. Ranker's gonna be an initiator, get all the disruptions, get the pickoffs. At the very least, may isa sa dami ba naman ng CC ng crowd control na dinadala ngayon ng Imperium Pro Team. At the very least, meron silang makukuha. And maybe Imperium Pro Team wants to bring in a damage for that in the form of Cassiopeia here.
Oh, that's correction. But also what Team Manila Eagles is picking is that since IPT is very aggressive, they will always, try to look for easy kills or easy ganks. They will try to go to Manila Eagles' backside and poke them. That's why Manila Eagles picked poke-heavy champions.
Okay.
With also Maokai and Rengar, I think it's smart that Jace was picked up at least. At least, knock back the Rengar if ever he leaps against the target. They really have to protect Marky though.
I find Jace melee very strong. Really, the 2 Disguise Burst is really nice. Safety lang din yung Empowered Shock Plus ng Jace dito. As far as I know, yun nga rin yung recent buff kay... Hindi man recent, pero yun yung pinaka-latest buff kay Jace, which is the really on the melee Jace. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, the swap has been laid out. As we mentioned, we're gonna be seeing the Mawakai on JLC getting swapped now for Hechizo. Mid lane's gonna be on Cassiopeia. We got a Jace on Suzaku there, and also on Trevor, ladies and gentlemen, after taking that quick break, is now making waves here in the Pro Gaming Series, now playing for as the mid laner of Team Manila Eagles.
Final picks, Lock. Let's see what are they gonna play first. What are their strategy?
Yes,
because they have to really think properly and not be reckless. Because if they're reckless, they're gonna give IPT an advantage, and if they give them an advantage, they can end the game very quickly before any of the champions of Team Manila Eagles can even scale.
Yeah, minus the idea of the Jace here. My guess is that IPT indeed will really get strong every kill na makukuha nila. So, as you've mentioned, sabi mo, Imperium Pro Team is planning on being really aggressive early on. And ito yung klase ng champion na very rewarding.
Yep.
Pag nakuha mo yung success in the early game. And the cool thing about these champions really is that they still scale into the late game. Maybe Rengar, medyo awkward kapag hindi niya nakuha yung scaling niya. Pero Maokai, Cassiopeia, Ashe, they have enough kits to really if ever things don't turn out well in the early game, just farm away and still you'll get to that power peak na pagbandang late game nga.
But this is also a high risk because if they don't really end the game quickly, they're gonna suffer and they're gonna get the punishment from Team Manila Eagles.
Isang power ng Team Manila Eagles dito, sabi natin early game yung habol ng Imperium Pro Team in terms of fights. One power here ng Team Manila Eagles, they can actually maneuver, out-rotate and aim for those fast push. Look at that. That's, 2 ADCs. Isama mo pa yung Jace. Grabe ang Jace. Yung bonus in 1 second, parang 4 na hit ka agad, diba? Or 3 hits. And so I do know that towers do melt in the hands of a Jace. So that's one. One asset dito ng Team Manila Eagles. They could aim for that fast push din. You know, like not allow IPT to get the kill at least, because Team Manila Eagles can actually farm from a distance, can actually fight from a distance, and you know, steadily. Well, kailangan nilang lumapit pa rin dahan-dahan if they want to push. Pero clearly, once they are able or they are in the range of the turret, they are, you know, their range is in the turret, yeah, they're gonna melt towers.
At least Imperial Pro Team is ready. If ever their strategy does not work, they have the Zyra, they have the Maokai.
Yeah.
If ever Demon Eagle dives in, they have an immediate backline already, because Zyra can really shield hate from any type of damage, really peel for him. Also Maokai.
Yes. Any form of full engage, really, if you go for, like for this Rek'Sai, hindi, sigurado masasalo niya yung Strangle Thorns pag trinahin niyang kalmutin dito si Hate. Actually, yung Zyra nga, kaya nga natin sinasabing big counter kay Vayne kasi may patambol-tambol pa nalalaman si Vayne. Strangle Thorns, sige. Yung range ng tumble, not enough to really escape the Strangle Thorns. Kaya rin tayo nagkaroon ng like early pickup talaga dito ng Imperium Pro Team of Zyra. But that allowed Team Manila Eagles, you know, to pick up Miss Fortune, and clearly Miss Fortune owns a Zyra in the bottom lane in terms of support. The direct counter, kaya lang naman napipick up talaga si Miss Fortune, guys, ay dahil malakas si Zyra bilang support ngayon. Ayun lang.
Very strong.
Direct counter lang talaga.
Direct counter, and also it would be a hard time for the ADC if the enemy's support is a Zyra. You really can't farm properly. You'll be pushed towards your tower, and you might lose a lot of CS. That's really bad.
Yeah, that is definitely bad. So kayo guys, anong take nyo sa mga compositions na to? Login kayo ngayon sa ating YT channel, sa YouTube channel natin, on all of our social media platforms, as we are now here in the Pro Gaming Series. This is Game 1 of the first match for the day 1 ng Week 1 ng PGS 2017 Spring Split. And do take note, this is the fight played between Team Manila Eagles versus Imperium Pro Team. Makikita nyo yung mga players natin here in our loading screen. Along with their bans, talaga hindi nagban. Nagbigay ng dalawa. Ayaw namin sa 5-ban system. 3 lang gusto naming i-ban, okay? Yun yung team. Oldies Team Manila Eagles style.
They don't want, or they're very confident. Let's say 10-ban system. We can still win the game with just 3 bans. Let's say.
Anyway guys, ayan yung mga players natin, you know, they're very familiar. There are, you know, long-time players in the PGS. I'd say those who are na relatively young sa PGS natin would be Ivalice yan, for the support role. Pero the rest are, you know, very nakapaglaro na talaga dito sa PGS, dito sa Pro Gaming Series. And mamaya meron pa tayo Mineski League of Legends. Alam natin, napakaraming fans ng Mineski League of Legends ever since manalo matalo, and the defending champion, Acclaim Empire X.
That's the underdog story. They are the defending champions. Like, great story. They really showed that even if you're not really, you're very new or very not experienced enough, you can still win. It could be anyone's game. And right now, since it's the first day of the Pro Gaming Series 2017, anything can happen. With the new system of the 10-ban, you really can expect the same old fights.
Anything can happen nga. Nagbarus nga si Marky. So, bagong champion, mga kaibigan. Well, good job kay Marky. Seriously. I think napaka-risky talaga mag-Vayne doon.
It's very risky, and
game na yun,
he was pressured to pick that virus. Because if he picks Vayne,
yeah, I'm really looking forward how Marky will perform on this Varus. Right now, parang if we observe that drafting phase, because kinumpleto rin nila yung 5 ban, pero parang ang may control nun for the most time, Imperium Pro Team. I feel like Imperium Pro Team has most of the control during that time dun sa drafting phase na yun.
It's a shame that Team Manila Eagles, they didn't take control of the banning phase. They gave away the first ban free. Yeah. So they could not really control what was going on in the phase. Yes. And I think that was in my opinion, it was a mistake for them to give Imperial Pro Team the advantage of the first pick. And again, they got the advantage again during the second ban phase.
Yes, definitely. Guys, do take note. Aside dito sa magandang laban na pwede nyong matunghayan, we also have the Search and Win promo. May lalabas na mga links randomly all throughout our stream. Check on that link, click on that link, type nyo yun sa browser nyo, and follow the instructions to win. Get a chance to win a mystery gift.
That's really nice, because when our viewers out there who watching the PGS, they have a chance to win the mystery gift. It's gonna be off for 2 minutes, so they have enough time at least.
Yes, okay. So of course, guys, excited na tayo to dumive sa ating laban. Pumasok sa unang laban at makatunghay ng performance mula sa pinakamagagaling na players dito sa ating bansa. But we'll get to that after sa few words mula sa ating mga sponsors.
I told you this was a bad deal, man!
Shut up and move!
Which way?
Over here! On your mark!
I see it! I see it! We're almost there, man! Let's go! I'm sorry! Come on!
It, the moment you've all been waiting for as we set our eyes and views dito sa Summoner's Rift for the Game 1 played between Team Manila Eagles versus Imperium Pro Team. Do take note, guys, that this is a 2-game series between these two formidable teams as we dive into the Summoner's Rift. So, Volgan, anong first insights mo? I think I won't be expecting any early game or level 1 aggression ever since we've experienced a full season of that na nawala na yung ganong strat really. So, for the lane matchups, what are your insights?
For my insight, I see that Maokai has picked up the Corrupting Potion. More of a lane-sustaining item. Wants to stay lane as long as possible. Because right now in the meta, you have to stay in the top lane as long as you can to really outpush the enemy and to be always ready to teleport to the bot lane if you are required to. If your team needs you, you always have to be ready.
Yeah, and my guess is, yes, one strat you could do is really play that macro game in a sense na, yes, JLC is gonna be pushing. Why? They're kind of anticipating na mag-shop etong bottom duo ng Team Manila Eagles. Kasi, you know, it's the Miss Fortune. I mean, by the book, on paper, di ba? Miss Fortune will counter the Zyra. And should ever that happen, should ever that poke and fast wave clear is to be done here by the blue side team. Ayun nga, IPT could take an early lead of the play by teleporting, by allowing JLC to teleport in the bottom lane.
Like what you said, Shimbu, the reason why the early fights are not that worth is because they've been changed. The gold, you know, it's been a long patch already.
Yeah.
You don't get much gold when you get a first blood, not much of a lead, and you risk too much. And now they can't even push the turret as early as they can because 5 minutes has to pass for the fortification to disappear.
Yes, and actually yung changes nun is that when you say you risk too much, mas mataas kasi yung first blood ngayon na gold, yung first blood na gold ngayon. Pero, ang problema, yung pagbalik mo sa lane. Mas maaga-aga nagsisimula yung laro natin compared dati in the Summoner's Rift. So, what about considering the mid lane matchup? Cassiopeia and Ryze, what are your comments about it?
Right now we see Ryze blinking red. It's clear that the Cassiopeia outtrains the Ryze.
Oh, yeah.
So he really has to play safe. He can't really do anything reckless. And with Rengar and Rek'Sai jungle, you always have to be always aware that they could be there anytime.
Yes. You can never expect to complete your combo if you're Ryze and you're facing a Cassiopeia. Kahit ma-rune prison mo yung Cassiopeia, mahuli mo kung sakali. On a 1v1 situation, she can just ult. And yung ult na yun, the moment na nag-ult siya, sira na yung combo mo. Tanggal na yung combo mo as a Ryze.
That's right, Shimu. If the Ryze is in range of the Cassiopeia is more in range against the Ryze.
Yeah.
So he loses that advantage with poke in the range.
Yes. It's manifesting really. Look at that. You could see that ubus na yung battle stacks dito ni Trevor. I think Light still donning 2 bots. And his Doran's ring, in this meeting. Hindi naman pinapansin yung ating jungles. Kung sino merong potting, hindi naman na-hover, pero nasa Krugs ngayon yung Rengar. But look at this, observe this one. A lot of vision invested on the northern part, or northwestern part ng ating mapa. We could see that Team Manila Eagles would really want to stop this place na pwedeng mangyari in favor of Light or in favor of JLC.
With the wards being placed, they could really deny IPT's playstyle, aggressiveness. And if you notice how the bot lane plays of Team Manila Eagles, they're safe. They don't want to push too much.
Yeah.
They don't invest too much in harsh pushing. They really try to freeze the lane as much as they can.
Only allows enough tatlong minion range minions na in kill range ng Ashe, ng isang volley ng Ashe. So, it doesn't necessarily mean na nakakapag-push talaga dito ngayon. Yung bottom duo ng Team Manila Eagles, interestingly, ang nagpe-pay off is yung playstyle ni JLC na really naka-corrupting potion. I'm gonna go shove, I'm gonna go shove, maybe get that early lead. Actually, there's gonna be a recall. So, get that proper scaling. No call for teleport. No pressure naman to really teleport.
Right now in the mid lane, Ryze and Cassiopeia, like I said, they're really gonna wait it out in the mid game. They got Tear as their first item, and with Ryze a bit behind on the CS, was 21 to 35. He's trying to rotate the bot lane but can't seem to find the right timing. And with Hechiso in the red side of the jungle, placing that ward to give information to his team where Rek'Sai might be.
So it's like a hide and seek game ngayon.
Hide and seek game, and Coop actually responds to that with also another ward there.
And so, ayan yung nangyayaring laban ngayon, guys. It's a chess game between the two junglers. Natong dalawang team natin. Sister team. And do take note that there's a lot of pressure as well. Hindi lang dun sa northwestern part ng mapa natin, kundi yung southeastern part din. Dito sa may Drake. Na area. Kasi juicy Drake to. It's an infernal Drake. I think it is clear na, guys, na the best Drake available. You could really wish to get for your team would be an infernal Drake.
It puts pressure onto them. And now, Light, very aggressive against Trevor. He does not want him to stack that here or even CS properly. With 32 to 44, you can clearly see Light is trying to own this lane. He does not want anything for Trevor to take advantage of. And now we see Oops in the top lane responding to the control wall, and we see JLC gets knocked up by the Rek'Sai. He's in a bit trouble. He tries to get away, stopping his toss down. Will he get away? Oh, the Sonic Bull shot. He flashes away. Will that save his life? Yes, it will with Rek'Sai. Rengar responds, Hechiso responds to it, but it will just be a warning.
Do take note na paparating si Light dito sa top lane, and Hechiso is actually baiting. I think may idea na yung Team Manila.
Oh, he reaches the Coops, he flashes away, and he flashes again! Will this be a first blood? He gets the first blood! And now, Suzaku responds to that by taking a kill, and now Makai a bit too overextended, and now Light responds to the top lane, he flashes away, and that would be a 1-to-1 trade, but the first blood did go to Team Manila Eagles.
Yes, and actually walang clear na offsets yun. 9.8 yung gold natin pagdating sa if you look at our scoreboard, I think in terms of CS, papawi pa lang rin din si JLC. Should you ever want to consider yung pagkaalis ni Suzaku dun sa top lane. Actually, hindi nga siya umalis eh. Nag-stay pa siya. He's very willing to farm underchart. Meanwhile, habang nangyayari yun, guys, do take note na si Trevor actually, while getting shoved underchart, he actually was almost close to kill range then under light without having to burn any summoner spell and was nagamit ni Trevor dito yung ano niya, exhaust. Hindi lang natin nakita sa ating screen pero you could see the lead that light is bringing here in the Summoner's Reap. Let's check on the replay. So, ayun, basically this is the endgame part. This is the endgame phase. Siguro kung napaaga lang or mas lumapit ka agad si JN, siguro binakill talaga on Suzaku. Suzaku is really nice on handling that flash din naman. And I'd want to comment as well the positioning nung top laner plus ng jungle ng Team Manila Eagles on really anticipating that gank, that rotation na ginagawa nila mula sa mid lane while at the same time fighting the top lane and the jungle as well ng Imperium Pro Team. So still, you know, it's pretty even really. It's pretty even but sa Summoner's Reap natin.
I think Hechiso didn't expect Jace to deal that much damage. The burst, no? We didn't see that coming. And now, with Maokai picking up the Ninja Tabi, really does not want to fight against the Jace early now because now he has a Phage. That would give him that boost of speed when he deals damage. That's great for Jace for kiting the Maokai.
Yes, of course. If that's the situation, medyo ang bilis kasi maka-counter yung Ninja Tabi pag na-pick up naman yung Black Cleaver. Pero siguro may survivability pa rin in my opinion dito si JLC pag dun sa Graves. I think my question here is that maybe James is aiming for a more is embracing the role of a tank talaga more because he's anticipating that siguro around 10-minute teleport lane in the bottom lane. Like not even teleports in the bottom lane, doon grabe nag-skill yung Ninja Tabi in a sense na kapag binanatan siya ng misfortune and ng Varus, he's mitigating a lot of damage.
IPT gonna get this Drake uncontested, but now with the ward plays, will the Manila Eagles get it free. And now that secures the first dragon of the game in 9 minutes 20 seconds. That's the Infernal Drake. More AD, more AP, more damage.
Napansin ko lang napakabilis nilang na parang wala pang range ng smite nung biglang nawala yung Infernal Drake. I think may coordination yata in terms of landing the skill just to make sure na talagang sapol na sapol yung pag-secure ng Imperium Pro Team dun sa Infernal Drake as a team, not just on the smite.
With the Infernal Drake in the hands of IPT, they can really play more aggressive because of that AP boost. And now the next Drake is another Infernal. If they give this again to IPT, Team Manila Eagles will have a hard time responding to them because they will be melted by the Cassiopeia.
Kung tumama yung Enchanted Crystal Arrow na yon sa mid lane, that is max crowd control ng Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The more the distance, mas matagal, di ba? Yung stun ng Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Yeah, very dangerous for Trevor. But right now, you know, it is faring well naman against Cassiopeia. Nung early game talaga may lamang si Light ngayon, pero as Trevor is, you know, wrapping up enough mana, Catalyst of Aeons completed plus Tear of the Goddess, it can be said that he can now farm safely in front of the Cassiopeia. And so it is now heavily in the arms of the jungle. Should ever, you know, we want kills to unfold in leads.
This is what Mark is really good at, CSing. With 100 to 92, even if it's small, he should actually have a hard time with a Zyra. But thanks to the misfortune, he can really, you know, catch up and really monopolize in the lane. And right now with the ultimate of Varus landed, he might go down, but now exhaust burn on Market, and he actually goes down to livers. And now Shadow will be a bit of danger, and wow, Marky really was a bad timing for that.
I was really curious dun sa positioning gate. I'm not sure if that's a bait kasi parang halos tumayo lang siya. Really? Take note lang sa lockdown. If I'm not mistaken, I think nagamit yata yung corrupted chains ni Varus doon, and that's what prompted, you know, the immobility ni Hate dito. Pero guys, you really have to respect the damage of the Zyra. Zyra went all in onto Marky, and that's gonna be his demise.
Ooh, he flashes away. Shadow is safe now. Angelic Crystal misses, but the Bola Strike Vines will be hitting Shadow, and Hechiso gets the kill.
And that is a star player jungle, ladies and gentlemen. This time, Imperium Pro Team, definitely, set it up. He's not gonna be regretting his decision on enlisting Hechiso here for his team, leading this, you know, simula ng early game na, bandang later ng early game natin. And 1-3!
Surprise from Suzaku from the brush, and now Hate is in a bit of trouble. Coops does not respond to the Ash, and now there's a teleport coming to the top lane. And now Hechiso focuses all power on Coops. Will they have to get away from this? They will go for a dive for this, and with Trevor responding from the mid lane, JLC takes a lot of damage. He gets all the poke damage, but with the slice, with the Maelstrom, he is actually able to absorb some of the damage.
Wow. Oh my God. Nakaka-threaten yun. Even the bait na siniset up doon ni Suzaku. Pero my guess there is alam ng Imperium Pro Team na nagbe-bait sila Suzaku. You know, hindi clean yung base check. Hindi talaga parang victim face check o biglang face check yung nagawa ng Imperium Pro Team against Suzaku when he stayed on that side rush. So, that's just my guess. Lalo pa, ang bilis na nag-teleport ni JLC. I mean, JLC is really good!
Light might get the kill, but he does not. The exhaust actually denied Ryze's damage.
Denied Ryze's damage. And, ayun, if you put the exhaust, that will prompt Light delaying his Cassiopeia ultimate. And if nag-Cassiopeia ultimate nga siya, hindi, ang baba ng damage nung Petrifying Gaze. And that's the thing. And it's really nice.
Enchanted Crystal lands on Marky. He gets stunned. He's taking so much damage from IPT. Wow. Like you said, Shimbu, when Zyra goes in, she goes all in to really secure the kill.
Isama mo ba yung Enchanted Crystal Arrow? I mean, what happened there is that if you review that, yung sidestep ni Marky para i-dodge yung Grasping Roots, yun yung nag-predict ng positioning niya that allowed hate to land the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And so you can imagine how hard it is. How hard this is right now for Marky. And so situation natin ngayon sa mapa, it's a 2K gold lead here done by Imperium Pro Team as they are opening the mid game in favor of themselves. Right now they're putting this infernal trick to good use as well. If you look at the itemizations, you can see that the Cassiopeia now on Light has the Morelia Nomicon Rush, whereas hindi pa nabubuo dito yung Rod of Ages ni Ryze. I'm not sure kung pwedeng gumamit ng ibang Hextech equipment itong si Ryze because usually maraming Hextech equipment na GLP when you build it up with a Catalyst of AS, but it's gonna be the Rowa. So Rowa completed, ladies and gentlemen. Pabalik na ngayon si Trevor sa mid lane.
Oh, that's gonna bother Suzaku for staying in lane too long. He should have seen that the Zyra was missing on the bot lane and Rengar was in his eyes.
Yeah, interestingly, no? Ang dami sa mga laners natin. The top lane and the mid lane has the bottom talaga for their sustain. And they're not upgrading it though. With Corrupted Potion. Yes, and actually, Warger enchantment completed na rin. So both enchantments on these two junglers are completed. Kuma's gonna be aiming for like full tank, but I think ito na yung sinasabi natin sa drafting phase na get that early game lead and rotate. Yun ang plano ngayon ng IPT. At ginagawa nila ngayon ito.
To rotate and to deny one lane, to really shut down one player or one lane, and that's what the IPT did. Their bans were really focused on Marky, and now look what happened. They gave IPT the advantage to control the game as early as they can, and now Team Manila Eagles trying to get back at least one objective with the Infernal Drake, but they will have to give it to IPT. Will they just give it to them? Because if they do, they're gonna pay a heavy price. Oh, they could not contest properly.
So you could see now the Team Manila Eagles. Ito yung sinasabi nga ni GM Ship dati na aurahan na during showcase na nirerespeto na ngayon ng Team Manila Eagles. Didn't even decide to fight or even pull off any miracle sleep doon sa Infernal Drake. 2 Infernal Drakes. That's gonna be big, especially considering the champions na nasa kamay ng Imperium Pro Team.
2 Infernal Drakes and 2 turrets. That's objective. That's aggressive play right there, because they can really monopolize the early game right now because of the Infernal Drake, and with Marky shut down in the bottom lane, it's safe to assume for IPT that they could do anything they want right now with minimum risk.
Yes, clearly the gold lead here mula sa 2K kanina na nabanggit natin. It is on 4K, ladies and gentlemen, and dalawang tore na kasabay ng dalawang nag-aapoy na dragon na nasecure dito ng Imperium Pro Team. Looking into the itemizations of the top lane, we could see as well that the Sunfire K is completed. On top of the Ninja Tabi, lots of armor being brought here on the table ni JLC.
Maokai will have a hard time against the Jace because of the Black Cleaver.
Because of the Black Cleaver. That's what I want to mention. Yung, kaya nga, I'm very anxious about the pick up ng Ninja Tabi. Pero ano pa naman ang pwede mong pick up din? Ano pa naman ang pwede mong pick up din? Sometimes, Corrupted Potion, sapat na minsan.
Enchanted Crystal lands on Marky, but it's in the turret. So tries to assassinate Coops, but like secures the kill on that. And with JLC in the middle of all the damage of Team Manila Eagles, Suzaku picks up the kill on that. That was a bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah, pero na-observe mo kung gaano katagal nilang napatay si JLC.
Yeah, because of the Maokai.
Because of the, of course, ultimate ng Maokai plus the armor that he is stacking. Good thing may armor shred pa yon ng Black Cleaver. So kung wala yung Jace doon, I think there's really a big survivability. It would really spell bad for Team Manila Eagles on taking a team fight with Misfortune and Varus eating the Maokai.
What IPT has been showing now that it's all about hate starting the fight. When you see the crystal arrow, if you get hit by it, expect that IPT will jump on you. With Rengar and a Maokai, you will be jumped because they were really focusing on Marky. Marky, the crystal arrow did land on Marky, but it was a missed time.
Clearly, it's an old pickup actually. But yung Ash niya. Alam natin kung gano'n rin naman talaga kagaling si Hate pagdating sa Ash. Alam natin na, you know, key champions ni Hate dati. This time his big play is really good at Vayne, Kalista. Ayan. So you can see here that Trevor and Shadow planning on making a setup. Rune Prison would be really good on top of the bullet time ng Misfortune. So kahit gano'n kataas yung damage na pwedeng gawin ni Light dito, he's gonna be killed should ever that plan succeeded.
It will be hard for Shadow to fully channel the bullet time because of the Cassiopeia, Rengar, Maokai. He has to expect that he'll be jumped at any time. That's a go signal for them to really focus on Shadow because what IPT, like I said, I keep saying this because it is what they're doing. They're really relying on Hate to set up a clash. It's not Maokai or Rengar setting up the clash, it's Hate signaling Maokai to dive in with follow-up by Rengar.
Follow-up by Rengar. So, you could expect that there's damage, there's pick-up na manggagaling mula sa Imperial Pro team. Right now, you can see there's a position rebound by Maokai.
JLC goes back in the line and like kissing it on Market. Bullet time goes up but will not do much. Now JLC is taking another turns damage again for Team Manila Eagles. Suzaku flashes away, but still, Likes picks up the kill. He gets a double kill. Will be a triple kill for Shadow. He does not. Hands up punch. Flashes away, but still, Koopus gets the kill with the Void Seeker.
Overstay si Hedgie, so doon sa may Raptor Camp. So na-snipe pa rin, nicely done there by Koopus. So that's gonna be a 2-for-1 exchange. Pero, you know, reviewing that game, ang kunat ni Maokai doon, ni JLC, medyo redundant ang kunat ni Maokai. And that is because, the sole reason there is that during the time that Maokai was engaging, walang Jace. And kailangan nung armor shred mula dun sa Black Cleaver, hindi enough yung damage ng Misfortune and ng Varus. Siguro it's really a team fight to be taken na talaga by Imperial Pro Team. Could have been done better kung ang nagtatank nung Torreg agad. Mas unang pumasok si JLC. Let's check out the review. So there it is. Sabi mo nga, initiate lagi ng Ash and follow up ni Ivanis. Now, I want to emphasize dito yung presence ni Maokai. Look at that. Look at how little yung damage ng bullet lang. Hindi even the damage na gagaling. Nagkaroon lang ng present damage kay Maokai nung dumating si Suzaku. Pero masyadong alanganin yung teleport si Suzaku doon and he gets punished by the backline. Zaira, Kashoga, even the Rengar scratch, it's enough really to punish Suzaku on the Jace, enough really to punish the Jace, and that's just a form of cleanup. Look at that, look at the placing here. Yep, overstay. I'm not sure if it's overstay, parang alam ko pag flash parang lumingon pa si Hechizo tapos yan lumakad na pabalik pero nataya pa rin nung Prey Seeker. Right now 3-8 ang situation natin and it's a 7k gold lead in the mid game. Team Manila Eagles cannot really afford losing anything fights anymore.
Not just that, Shimbo, they cannot afford to lose any more objectives.
Yeah.
Infernal Drake, 2 stacks, and now the next Drake is the Ocean Drake. If they get that Ocean Drake, TME is gonna have a hard time bursting down high priority targets. It's really hard for it's gonna be really difficult for them to even get close to them because right now, look at the score with the turrets, 0-5. They have 5 turrets down, and with 5 turrets down, they control the red side of TME. They get full vision and full control of the jungle, and when they do that, they get control with the Drake. And you can see right now, IPT is getting the Ocean Drake uncontested, no wars.
IPT indeed taking control. Look at that. Look at the item lead. They have one full item lead now. Most of their members against Team Manila Eagles. Look, you could see as well on our overlay na. And nga, yung nabibigay ng Ocean Drake, guys, 4% of combat mana and health regeneration That's gonna help you in staying in the lane and extending your stay in the lane should you want to take another team fight after team fight. As well, if you look into the itemizations, again, gusto ko nga lang i-revisit yung itemizations. Look at that, Hex Drinker, pick up ni Suzaku dito. Gone are the days of picking up the Yunmo's Ghost Blade. Remove more shoes with a buff and all. It's a really good pickup right now, and it's intuitive, especially with Cassiopeia peeping her eyes at the members ng Team Manila Eagles. Pero really observing the items here, clear na may isang full item nga na need ang Imperium Pro team na mention, those core component items as well. What can be done here? So let's observe what can be done here by Team Manila Eagles. Right now, they would want to heavily rely on surviving any dives na ni JLC under turret. Right now, they have wave clear naman to stall the game. That's a given na rare are the days na makakita ka ng composition na walang decent wave clear. So wave clear is like a prerequisite in stalling the game. But yun, I think the ideal scenario here for Team Manila Eagles is like a good setup na lang. Wombo combo pa rin ng Chain of Corruptions plus the Misfortune Ult.
IPT sticking that barrel. There's no vision from TME, but that shock blast bomb.
Yep.
That gives them a signal that, whoa, maybe we should back away from this.
Yep. Health points getting generated though. Undeniably is Rengar ultimate has been cast. So you see it.
Like I said, right now IPT has control over 2 lanes, top and bottom lane, and that's where the objectives are.
Ultimate. Okay. Ano to? Rise! Sumama mga kaibigan, gets the swap up to escape. Okay, so for the escape, but that would allow.
But was that a right choice?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah.
Really.
With now IPT rotating to the top lane, Suzaku reacts to this by backing away slowly and still providing poke damage.
Yeah, I think IPT is forcing things too much here. I think they should just like bait this rotation in a sense na ipalabas sa Team Manila Eagles as if parang dalawa na kaagad na grapefruit yung nakuha nung Zyra. Kakakuha niya lang din ng grapefruit kanina. Anyway, siguro dahil kakampi mo yung jungle, lalaban din siya. Ayan. Pero again, going back, I think IPT, what they should need to do is bait this in a sense na akala parang they're gonna go for a team fight. Pero really, just acquire the vision. Getting vision is enough.
Getting vision is enough because right now, IPT kept baiting TME towards the Baron. And now, this could be it. They will secure the first Baron for the game.
Baron, wow.
It's a sneaky Baron, and they just need 2 members of IPT because JLC is very tanky. With the first Baron secured, now IPT can do an aggressive Baron play.
Oh wait, an ultimate here.
And a Crystal Enchanted Arrow lands on Coops. He is in a bad place. He gets shut down immediately. A safety flash by Shadow. He does not want to die right now.
Flash talaga siya. I think excess yung flash twisted advance because medyo mahaba-haba yung trinavel ng Enchanted Crystal Arrow na yun, and hence mahaba-haba din yung crowd control, yung stun lock na nung kumanek yun kay Coops. But right now, the Imperium Pro team is knocking on the doors of Team Manila Eagles.
With Coops down, it's going to be hard for TME to defend this one. First inhibitor turret is down, and will that next be the inhibitor? Now Light is providing space. Bullet time goes on, but it's not doing much. JLC soaking up that damage like a sponge. He's trying to get away, but with the ultimates, the damage negating, it could help him survive. It's gone. And Light flashes in with the stair. Does not landing anyone, but they still burst it down to Rise.
I think Ivalis is on the road. I mean, landing those grasping nuts and really dealing a crazy amount of damage sa mga member squishies ng Team Manila Eagles. So, ito rin ang story rin ng kwento natin is really early, like yung core players dito ng Team Manila Eagles has been shutted down by their pro team. I think that's on Trevor and that is on Marquis. Clearly. Though, Suzaku rin naman in that top lane still has enough presence. Pero, it would take, it needs more than one person to really carry your team, especially against, JLC, against the Light, and I'd say, Etsizo and Ivan is really doing a good job. And Hate with the initiates, Hate with the initiates as well.
And with Light picking up that ward stab, you can expect that he's gonna melt any member of TA. And this is what I was talking about Shimbu, banning face pa lang. They already shut down the bot lane. You cannot really be too relaxed during the drafting phase, because that really also determines the outcome. And it's just really punishing that if you don't ban properly, it will affect your whole game.
Yes, and Misfortune pick up din. In my opinion, Misfortune, again, heavy counter against the Zaira. But the thing about Misfortune, guys, na lalo na Misfortune supports, she heavily pulls up pagdating ng mid lane, even in the lane. And right now,
JLC goes into Coops, and Coops might be the first to go down. The shield is popped for him to survive, at least a bit much. But they're focused too much on JLC. The heal has been burnt, and now Hate is in a big trouble. He flashes away, and now he is safe to free hit. Hegisto inside the base, but there's the Guardian Angel. That's gonna buy him some time. And now IPT goes inside the base to at least shield Hegisto from the damage. JLC doing his part as a tank. He is so good to damage. He goes on to Trevor, and will he survive? No, he does not. Suzaku gets the kill on the Shock Blast.
Actually, ang pwede naman gawin ni JLC. Pwede naman siyang maglakad din sa torre. Tapos kumuha ng third hits. Yun lang talaga. Kahit doon lang sa may stairs na part, di ba? Oy, mga pre!
Trevor walking back, he flashes away to save his life because they cannot afford to die. And now Suzaku goes in on light and the creep pops. There's so many damage, and the enchanted crystal arrow lands on Suzaku. He is a bit careless on that.
28 minutes, 29 seconds into the game, ladies and gentlemen. 4-13 in our scoreboard, a 9-kill lead on top of that, I think it's 13k gold lead here, but Imperium Pro Team showing how it is done out there, their younger sister team, Team Manila Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, Imperium Pro Team is gonna take in their 4th Dragon of the game, and do take note, they've taken a Baron as well. They've taken as well 8 turrets against none on that, on Team Manila Eagles. Now, revisiting the team fight, I'm just saying na that's the problem about Misfortune. Again, nag-scale siya, nagpo-follow up siya. Oh, we have in the replay, you can see here, observe the Misfortune move. Nakasabi ko lang, nag-scale down siya in the mid lane. Bullet time! It's actually more like bullet time. Kasi ang konti lang talaga ng damage nalagay. Ang bullet time doon. Plus, alam nila, sumignal na, nagutom na yung Rengar. So, hindi basta-basta nakakalapit dito si Trevor. Look how Trevor is very careful in this play. So, basically, I think I'd give this play on JLC, the man of the hour. Except nung extended, ito yung nag-derp mode si JLC. Nung na-proc yung Guardian Angel. Ayan, JLC lapit. Ayan yung ginawa ni JLC. Napasobra ng lakad. Ayan, so, ayun lang naman. Ang cute po maglakad ng mga kanya. So, basically, this is not on the micro scale. This is on the macro scale, how good and how intuitive Imperium Pro Team itemize themselves and making sure that they really win the team fight, by the book. So, ang taas na ng tankiness dito ni JLC. As long as wala siyang nakukuhang hawi ng Black Cleaver, ni Suzaku, this map is pretty much unkillable.
Pretty much unkillable, and thanks to the Ocean Drake also, he can sustain fights.
Yeah, yung pa, di ba?
Yeah, it's really, it's in your face that when you lose the bottom lane, you lose the objectives that goes with the bottom lane.
Off combat yun Pero like, rely on a few seconds na hindi ka talaga tumira. Poproc na ulit yun, yung regeneration na yun. And if you have high health, ang taas nun. Do take note, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 4% nga yun. It's a percent. So, the more health you have, the more mana you have, the higher the regeneration you get. Let's see.
Here comes JLC with the engage. Bullet time goes on, but it's really not doing anything. And now, Hegiso jumps onto the priority targets, but that's not gonna kill. Ivalis gets the kill. Double kill! That burst! Shimbu, did you see that burst, guys?
Double kill din ako, sabi ni Hate. Make that, that's a double kill, ladies and gentlemen. Isama mo pa yung inhibitor. Ladies and gentlemen, I think 31 minutes into the game. This is the game. Oh, flash in JLC. Sumama ka na rin, Trevor, para may ace tayo in the base. Second Nexus going down, taking the first victory of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. It's gonna be Imperium Pro Team win against Team Manila Eagles.
Wow. That concludes the game.
They
were so strong. Crystal they just out-rotated. They just outdated Team Manila Eagles. Getting the objectives as early as possible is always key. It will landslide. If you lose a lane, you lose objectives. If you lose objectives, you pretty much are giving your opponent more edge. So it's wise not to really, be too reckless.
Medyo drafting pace pa lang. Manjin level analysis. Drafting plays pa lang kita ko na yun na nagli-lead na mananalo na talaga yung Imperium Pro Team. Makikita mo yung bullet time ni Misfortune. Pag bullet time ni Miss Fortune, nag-strangle thorns si Zyra. Mas masakit yung strangle thorns kasi nadiligan yung strangle thorns. Anyway, being serious on that game, I think on paper, on the drafting phase, it is clearly napaka-punishing. I'd say let's start maybe, if you look it on paper, napaka-punishing nung nawalang dalawang ban ng Team Manila Eagles. Yung pagkawala ng dalawang ban na yon, that protected them on losing a lot of control in the drafting phase.
And it's supposed to be Blue taking the first control. Blue takes the control, then Red takes control. Yeah. First banning phase, Blue. Second banning phase, Red. But what happened here was first banning phase, Red. Second, Red again. So that's complete control.
Yes, and ayan, so looking into our end game screen, also dun sa ating damage dealt to champions. Look at how good Suzaku. Grabe yung damage dealt na nailagay niya to champion. Pero alam niyo kung anong stats ang interesting? Damage taken. Kasi real talk guys, kaya mataas yung damage dealt ni Suzaku dahil nag-practice sila, nag-session sila ni JLC ng Maokai. Siyempre, ang dami ng damage yun na mitigate ni Maokai, clearly. And that's one stat as well that would be very, very nice to look at. Ayun yung pwede nating maintindihan sa larong to. Anyway, getting back onto analyzing that game. Again, drafting phase pa lang yon. Nung nawala yung dalawang bans, I'd say, nawala na rin ang control talaga yung Team Manila Eagles pagdating dun sa drafting phase na yon. I'd say as well na yung protein talaga kinapitalize nila yung champion pool dito ni Marky. Inalis yung Caitlyn, inalis yung Ezreal, inalis yung Jhin and make pickups against the Zyra. And ayun yata yung I think what Team Manila Eagles failed on adjusting. Like yung composition na against Vayne, medyo niche yun medyo focus pa yun And most of the time, focus compositions, mga composition na like limited on countering one champion. Pwede ka makahanap ng loophole on that. I think what made it really awkward for Team Manila Eagles was the last two picks, which is the Miss Fortune support and the Varus, ADC.
The Varus was maybe just a pick. It wasn't a favorable pick.
Yeah, in my opinion, what can be picked up would be Severe. That's one. That's my take on it. Like Severe for the spell shield, especially. Most of the initiates, commendable performance. Para kay hate. And again, I would like to make special mentions as well for the new players ng Imperium Pro Team, Hetchizo and Ivalis. Really, complementing some of the plays
wow,
nila.
The Zyra support was really strong.
Imperium Pro Team. Natubigan nga nung bulwark. Walang damage talaga yung bullet time. I'm not sure, naubos na yung hype, seriously, para sa Miss Fortune support, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that concludes our game. Game 1 pa lang naman yun. I'm looking forward how Team Manila Eagles will bounce back from this game. Most likely, gagamitin na nila lahat. It's one way, lahat ng bans nila mula sa ating Game 2. Match 1 pa lamang po yan. Do take note na meron pa tayong Match 2 to be played between Mineski League of Legends versus Acclaim Empire X, the defending champion, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's dive into our break. Ladies and gentlemen, ako po si Shinpu, one for an eye. At kasama syempre si Vulcan. Nice cast, my man. And this is day 1 of week 1 of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Someone will not do much. Now JLC is taking another turns damage again for Team Manila Eagles. Suzaku flashes away, but still, Lax picks up the kill. He gets a double kill. Will be a triple kill. For Shadow, he does not. Cancel punch. Flashes away, but still, Kubus gets the kill with the Void Seeker.
Yeah. Nag-overstay si Hetchizo doon sa may after camp. So na-snipe pa rin. Nicely done by Kubus. So that's gonna be a 2-for-1 exchange. Pero,
Alight flashes in with the stair, does not landing anyone, but they still burst it down. The first thing was done, the shield is popped for him to survive, at least a bit much, but they're focused too much on JLC. The heal has been burned, and now Hate is in a big trouble. He flashes away, and now he is safe to free hit. Hedgisto inside the base, but there's the Guardian Angel. That's gonna buy him some time, and now IPT goes inside the base to at least shield Hedgisto from the damage. JLC doing his part as a tank. He is soaking up too much damage. He goes down to Trevor, and will he survive? No, he does not. Suzaku gets the kill on the Shock Blast.
Actually, ang pwede naman gawin ni
There's so many damage, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands on Suzaku.
the one who really messed me up. I let you take the wheel and the driver's seat, strapped in so you get the best of me. Now what's left are the memories. When you were mine, you know we had it all in front of us. You were the one I was in love, but you always hurt the one you lost. I couldn't get enough. You were everything that's bad for me. Make no apologies. I'm crushed, black and blue, but you know I do it all again. I am standing in the ocean rain, rough and ready for your deadly game. I've got nowhere else to. We had it all in front of us. You were the one I was in love, but you always hurt the one you lost. I couldn't get enough. You were everything that's bad for me. Make no apologies. I'm crushed, black and blue, but you know I do it all again for you. We're all alone watching shadows on the ceiling. I've gone numb, but I can't forget the feeling. And I don't even know if I can close my eyes. Don't wanna sleep cause I'm wide awake and dreaming. Hold me close and catch your breath now. I promise not to leave this bed yet. Cause I feel alive. I feel alive. Cause I feel alive. I feel alive. I finally feel alive. Lying here whispering the sweetest nothing. I feel your heart beating faster than you're breathing. And I don't even know if I can close my eyes. Don't wanna sleep cause I'm wide awake and dreaming. Hold me close and catch your breath now. I promise not to leave this bed yet. Cause I feel alive. I feel alive. Cause I feel alive. I feel alive. There's a time and a place for you to say what's left. So tell me all of the things you dream but never did. There's a time and a place for you to hold your breath. So tell me all of the things you thought but never said. Cause I